I've got two webcams here. One is the Obsbot Tiny, the other is the Insta Link. Before I show you which is which, I want to run through a couple tests so you can decide for yourself which webcam you like more for which test. As a quick color test, I'm just holding up some USB drives with different colors. When I look at it, it's hard for me to know which is actually the more accurate of the two. I think you just need to decide what you think looks better. For the next test, let's play with lighting. Let me go ahead and turn off these overhead lights. Okay, so right now all I have are the background lights. Let me turn those off. All of my lights are turned off. The only light on my face is coming from my computer monitors. I gotta say, both of these webcams are pretty impressive. Let me turn on a single key light. Oof, that's bright. The thing you should be looking out for now is highlight bleed. Do you see any bleeding on my face? Extra bright lights. I want to turn the light on and off again so you can see as it adjusts, because it looks like the webcams do take a while to adjust. So here I go turning it off. So now it's adjusting. Let's look at it as it adjusts with the light going back on again. And here the light is back on again, and you can see it as the webcams adjust. That's pretty interesting. Again, I don't want to state my opinion. Just look for yourself so you can decide what you think is better. Turn on the background lights again, and I'm going to turn on a couple more key lights. So now I have 3 key lights around me. I've got some background lights. Just for fun, let me turn on my desk light as well. It probably makes no difference at all. The last test I want to do before I tell you which webcam is which is just a quick autofocus test. Here I have a piece of paper with text. I'm just going to show it in front of the webcams so you can see which one auto adjusts faster. You can decide what you think looks better. Let's do that one more time. And here I am holding it right in front, and this paper is probably not the best paper because it is a bit transparent. Let me try one more thing. Got this speaker. Let me hold this up in front of the webcams so you can see as it auto adjusts. It is taking the one on the right a little bit longer to auto adjust, and let's see how close we can get. And now the one on the right is auto focusing. All right, so which webcam is which? So here you can see the Obsbot Tiny 2 is the one on the left, Insta Link on the right. The next thing I want to show you is the software. Let me turn that on. One thing I do want to point out, the Insta Link software kind of has 2 versions, the small version and the larger version. The small version is what you see here. And then for the Obsbot software, this is kind of what you get. So for the Obsbot software, the main things you'll do with this software is you'll just use the tracking like this, move around the screen, and then zoom in and out. So let me zoom in all the way with the Obsbot software, and then I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing with the Insta Link so you can see the differences in how they zoom, and when it's zoomed up all the way, how it looks. Both of these webcams are now zoomed in all the way. I'm sorry you have to see this. Let me zoom out. I just want to give you an idea of what it looks like zoomed in like crazy. Now the Obsbot is zoomed out all the way. The Insta Link, the point of view on these webcams are slightly different, as you can probably tell by now. Both of these webcams do have tracking, so let me turn that on. I'll turn on the normal tracking for the Obsbot. So now if I move around, you can see it tracking me. And now let me turn on the tracking for the Insta Link. And so you can see both of these webcams are now tracking where I decide to move. And both of these webcams have hand gestures. So I think if I go like this, then it turns tracking off. It looks like that worked for the Obsbot Link. Let's try that again. And I just realized I have that feature turned off on the Insta Link. So that's why it's not working. To do a quick audio test, I'm going to switch over to the individual cameras. Let's focus on the Obsbot for just a minute. The audio you are hearing is now coming directly from the Obsbot webcam. So this is just my normal talking voice. I'm probably about 3 feet away from the webcam. Let me turn on this electric razor so you can hear what the noise cancellation sounds like. So I've gone ahead, I've turned on the razor. I'm not sure what it sounds like on your end, but the razor's off now. And while we're looking at the Obsbot webcam, let's look at the software a bit. So you'll notice there are some presets like image or beauty. I can turn on the background blur. I can turn on a background blur like this. and I can change some of the retouch settings. You're probably looking at the screen wondering why isn't anything happening, and the reason for that is because right now I'm connected directly to the webcam. For the Obsbot, it has a virtual camera, and that's what you need to use in order to use some of these features. Let me switch over to that virtual camera real quick. So you can see in the software I have the virtual camera turned on, and now you see I have a blurry background. You'll probably also notice the reason I don't use this is because there is significant lag when I use the virtual camera. So I've got the men beauty feature on. Let's turn on classic. That's classic. Native. This is native. Let's increase the blur level, decrease the blur level, turn this off. Body slim, oh yes please, let's see if this does anything. I don't know what that did. Okay, I've got the virtual camera turned off again, and you could probably tell the reason I don't use the virtual camera is because the lag is just too much. Now, if you're in a conference call or something and people are expecting lag, maybe you can get away with it. Maybe it's just that my computer is super slow, but honestly, most people aren't going to have a computer as fast as mine. So without sharing my opinion, there's my opinion on the virtual camera. And now this is the Insta360 Link. The audio, the mic you're hearing is coming from the Insta360 Link. So let me do the same test. Let me turn on this Razer so you can see what the noise cancellation is like. The Razer is on right now. Not really sure what you can hear, but I'm going to go ahead and turn this off. And I'll just keep on talking for a bit so you can hear what the mic is like. The Insta360 webcam does not have a bunch of those features that the Obsbot Tiny does, but it also doesn't have the virtual camera and the lag associated with that. Hopefully I've done enough talking so that you can kind of compare the mic audio. Let me switch back to both webcams and my XLR mic. All right, I'm talking into this mic again. Got the dual split screen. Hopefully I've given you enough tests that you can decide for yourself which webcam you prefer. Again, I'm not trying to share my opinion. I'm just trying to share how well each of these webcams work. They're both really similar webcams. I think they are both really nice. Both of these webcams have a lot more features, but I don't want to take the time to go over that because this video would just take way too long. But hopefully this video helped you decide which webcam you think might be best for you. Thanks for watching.